Okay, so greetings, first off. And I'm looking for my, I guess I could use the tripod. Okay, so we're plugged in here, and thanks for hanging out. I'm cooking our beef. I don't think I've ever baked eggplant, but yet here we are. I went ahead and cooked the eggplant. So here's our eggplant. And my thing's falling. So here's our eggplant. I cut it as much like noodles as I could. There's two types of eggplant. One of them is that long skinny one, and the other one is the regular type of eggplant. So I'm gonna let this cool. I'm gonna salt it and just let it hang out for a while. And turn the oven off. Ugh. What's a pain in the bum? Yeah, so if you want to buy me a new, whatchamacallit, that'd be great. Thanks. I don't, oh shit, the whole thing just fell off. Okay. Well, in other news, we'll just set the whole thing right there. How about that? My ring light is at the end of its days. Of course, I've had it for several years. And so, hi Natalie. So we will, see, look, it actually came off of the stand. So that's nice. Oh boy. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Hi guys, welcome back. How are you? So, what's going on here is we're cooking our ground beef. I'll turn it down a little bit. If your meat if you're cooking in a pan and it like splatters, a lot of times, depending on what it is, if you put salt in it, it will stop some of the splattering. We're using a big pan because I have 2 chopped onions. And some garlic. So I've already chopped the vegetables, onion, and then here's the other onion. So we're doing vegetable heavy. And then we have the big tray of eggplant. And I'm going to use noodles and eggplant. And I've made the eggplant really, really thin so that it has suggestively that feeling of noodles whenever it's consumed. Will it cook well? We cook it till it's done. So, getting the ground beef. You said the dress changed so quickly. What does that mean? Make it make sense. What are we talking about here? Okay. Now you're saying you like cooking. Okay. Italian seasoning. Basil. Oh, well, thank you. We're going to put the onions in so they can start cooking. I have a jalapeno here I was going to put in it, but I really want to put gloves on to cut it up. I guess I can. And we also need a basil leaf. You gotta have a bay leaf, I mean. Bay leaves. So I'm going to wash my gloves. And here's a jalapeno. I'm going to go ahead and chop this up. I've taken it, seeded it, and cut it in half. I'm just going to chop it up. How are you guys today? Thanks for being here. The message I want to send out to all my viewers today is don't die with your music in you. If you really want something, or you want somebody to know something, you should go after it. You were asking if this will cook properly. It will. I'll let the onions cook down a little bit. I'm kind of bummed about that this. We are. Oh yes, we are. Get in, get out. I know without a doubt. Please be a new subscriber. I might be sitting next beside her. I do not have fresh tomatoes, but I have canned tomatoes. We're gonna get it. This is my first time making eggplant spaghetti. Here's our eggplant. It's all cooked up and ready to go. This is different from this one. This one's a little more tender. It kind of doesn't have a lot of flavor. It's sort of like a squash. thanks for being here if you're hanging out. My name's Nikki. It's a pleasure to meet you. Here's our tomatoes. We've got a can of sauce and a jar of sauce. If you're someone who cooks very often, I don't normally use stuff like this, but if you do, add a jar of sauce and just tomato sauce and a jar of tomatoes to it if you like tomatoes. If you don't, use stewed tomatoes or use tomato, stewed tomatoes really are good, but let's see, crushed tomatoes are perfect for a sauce. If you can afford it, buy fresh tomatoes. Some places that's going to be the only way to get it. But so yeah, if you ever use one of these, they usually have some added sugar, and sometimes they're kind of, I don't know, plain. So if you add a can of sauce, and a can of tomatoes, then you can add your spices and just let it simmer for a period of time. And that's what we're gonna do. Like I said, I've never made it with eggplant, so once when the onions cook a little bit, I am going to go ahead and dump all these in there and add the eggplant and just let it simmer on like low, and stir it every 20 minutes or so for the next hour or two, and see how, and then kind of test it as I go with all the spices. And so that's the plan. If you've ever wanted to try the eggplant, if you want to try to cook eggplant, these eggplants were given to me, and so I took them and I sliced them as thin as possible, like spaghetti noodles. You might be able to use a noodler or maybe the julienne. You might be able to use something like this on it. No, not that. For your eggplant, you might be able to use something like this. If you have like you can julienne carrots, and then you get like a bunch of like carrot sticks, but they'd be like eggplant sticks. So this goes like to I have like a slicer box, and so you could put the eggplant in here. I didn't think about that before I did it. I just cut them with a knife, and you can absolutely do that. I also was given this fresh basil. It smells amazing. So this is, I chopped it up and I just put it in here so that it's ready to go when I go to pour it in the sauce. And highly recommend, if you can get fresh spices ever, and if you can afford fresh tomatoes, do it. So here's our meat and onions. See, our onions are cooking down, and that's about how we want them. They're starting to, you can kind of see they're a little bit translucent, and that'd be perfect. We got our jalapenos in there. I'm going to go ahead and add the spices into this and mix it in with the meat really well before I add the sauce. Measure with your heart. And putting your spices in your meat mixture is a great way to fully combine everything that you're cooking, so that when you go to put the sauce in, that it easily mixes, so it's not like this uneven. Is it mixed in the sauce? Is it stuck to the spoon? Then I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to add 2 bay leaves. We've got a jalapeno in there, so I'm not going to add anything except for pepper. And the sauce was pre-salted, and the tomatoes were no salt added, but we can add salt later if we need to. And the onions are usually kind of sweet, so I'm not going to worry about. Some people put sugar in their spaghetti. I'm not going to today. And here we go with our eggplant. Cut it into strips. It's going straight in the spaghetti, and just let it cook for an hour or so. It's gonna be so good. Look at that. Yum. It's definitely missing something. I'm gonna let it cook for a while. It's missing something. It might need more pepper. I'm actually going to add some red pepper flakes. We're just gonna let that hang out for a while. Look, I got some on my glasses. Can you see it? Ugh. Does anybody have any questions?